You went on to say that you did not want your money going to immigrants who, quote, are kids and get priority, end quote. This offence is so serious that an immediate custodial sentence is unavoidable.
They're loud, lethal and legal. This Australian-made pump-action rifle can fire up to 10 rounds in rapid succession.
They can kill or injure many people quickly. And
why you should not compromise on your Second Amendment rights. In this video, I'm going to be going over why you should not compromise your Second Amendment and what could possibly happen looking at other countries, what they are doing, what a lot of people are calling for, politicians, activists, and the gun control crowd. I'm going to give you my opinion and then show you examples. You can make your own informed thoughts, and I encourage you to do your own research as well. Let's get into it. So if you're not familiar, there's a big movement going around in the gun control community where it's saying, let's be like Europe. Instead of being America and having nation states, as you know, with the left and all of that, or unless you don't know, no borders, no walls, no USA at all. Popular phrase, chanted. So they want America to be like everybody else. They want all countries to not exist. They want us to all be this one unified globalist block of disarmed populations that can be easily manipulated and controlled, that have no cultures. So when you look at England, you look at this whole agenda to try to make us like them, the ones that try to take our guns, the one that were globalist, the one you have them recently saying they want to extradite citizens to the UK when they have riots because their government is shipped in all these foreign migrants.
The worst riots the United Kingdom has seen in years. Fueled by false information spread online. Rumors claiming a Muslim asylum seeker is the one responsible for a mass stabbing that left 3 children dead and several more injured at a Taylor Swift-themed event. The suspect, however, is a 17-year-old UK citizen born in Wales to Rwandan parents. The head of police now threatening extradition and jail time to U.S. citizens for online posts allegedly egging on the violence from afar.
If you're a keyboard warrior, you're not safe from the law if you incite violence.
Giving this response when a Sky News reporter asked about the controversial comments made by the riots on X by Elon Musk.
We will throw the full force of the law at people. And whether you're in this country committing crimes on the streets or committing crimes from further afield online, we will come after you.
UK authorities have already arrested their own citizens for online activity. For example, a 55-year-old.
These illegals to replace their populations. You have major authorities saying that is conspiracy theory when it is actively happening. So we're living in the twilight zone where you have a completely communist-run government that will jail you for criticizing. So they'll have drag time story hour with your 5-year-old kid. But if you call it out in England, you call that out, or you say, I don't want foreigners that don't care about our country, that when you watch the interviews, you go and dig around without getting fed by the news. When they're going around asking people, would you fight for England? Would you fight for England? Oh, no, these people that come in and just are taking advantage of the system and the country and the wealth and prosperity. They don't care about the culture, the moral values. Some do, and there's obviously some that come over good, that want to be British, that want to assimilate and become part of the nation. So you got no freedom of speech, man jailed for 20 months for posting, I don't want my country to be raided and pillaged by illegals.
You went on to say that you did not want your money going to immigrants who, quote, rape our kids and get priority, end quote. This offence is so serious that an immediate custodial sentence is unavoidable. Would you stand, please? The sentence that I pass has been reduced by 1/3 to reflect your guilty plea. The sentence is one of 20 months imprisonment. You will serve up to 1/2 of your sentence in custody before you are released on licence. If you fail to abide by the conditions of your licence, you can be returned to prison to serve some or all of the remainder of the custodial term. The victim surcharge will apply, and I will make a collection order. Please take him down.
They're being shipped in, jailed for 20 months, and they want our country to be like them. So you realize these countries that don't have freedom of speech, and then you'll have the citizens that live there, they'll say, I can say whatever I want, I just can't say this, I just cannot speak out against transgenders, or I can't actually have my own opinion. I can only have the opinion that the government is okay with. And then you'll get the people that are like, oh, well, what you say is violence. No, okay? Because in our country, if you threaten people, you'll get arrested for stuff like that, okay? We have a thing called freedom of speech, so we can actually criticize the government, all right? Funny thing is, all these countries with these constitutions don't got a Second Amendment. So maybe the Second Amendment, maybe the reason why the founders put it in there was because that's what actually safeguards all the amendments. Maybe because, yeah, the First Amendment was first because the pen's mightier than the sword, but if they take the pen, draw the sword. Maybe they meant that. And when you look at all the context and the quotes and what they did, the militias that formed didn't go to the centralized authority, King George, and ask him, hey, King George, can I take guns from the armory? Because we're a militia and you're the government, we're trying to fight off, okay? So you're the government, you're in charge of the guns because we're the militia, and by these liberal perspectives that the government's in charge of the guns and you're arming us. No, they had individual guns. They had their damn individual guns, and at that time it was military grade, okay? So the founders knew progression of technology, okay? Even though they were single shot, there was rapid firing back then. There's rapid firing technologies advancements, not in mainstream use, but the founding fathers weren't stupid. When they drew upon the Declaration, they looked into history. They were smart people. They were astute people. They weren't stupid. They knew technology would advance. That's why they said arms. They don't never think about that stuff. So you think the founding fathers wrote this right here. Okay, so if this founding document is about just having a musket because for hunting, but we just fought off a tyrannical government with these weapons of war. We just fought off a tyrannical government, but we don't want a free country. We don't want our people to live prosperous for the rest of the time. No, we just putting the Second Amendment here just so in 100 years or 50 years when they create new weapons and more advancement, because we don't know about how we advance from sticks and stones to swords and spears and metal to gunpowder to be grape shot, shotgun, blunderbuss. No, we don't remember any of that. We don't remember, or we don't actually acknowledge technological advances. We're just going to make it obsolete. This Second Amendment that is so fundamental to our freedom and Constitution that we put second after freedom of speech. Some could argue we're getting to that point in some of these states in the United States, and some could even argue we just have the veil of freedom, but we're not going to get into all those different esoteric rabbit holes. So you get jailed, you get fined, you get ticketed for every little thing. For being a citizen, you're penalized, while others, Islamicists, are being paid by the state. And it saddens me because a lot of these people are they're just coming after the foreigners that are just getting shipped in, when obviously a lot of them can have malice intent, some of them might not. But what the hell? What? Protest your government, dude. They're the ones that are shipping them in. They're the ones that are causing this stuff. The government that was literally jailing you for speaking out about it. So they're completely disarmed. That's why it's going on now. The zombie knives. So they want to take away the knife. So they have such knife crime, okay?
December 1995, nearly 30 years ago. The very first national knife amnesty. Fresh clarion calls to end knife crime. And so it continued, year after year, government after government, headline after headline. Which brings us to today. The day zombie knives were banned, closing a loophole from a previous ban in 2016. One that could not save these teenagers, all killed by zombie knives in the last 5 years. And on Sunday, before the sun had even set, DeJean Campbell pleaded, "I'm 15, don't let me die." Yet another zombie knife. So what will this law change?
Every time it happens to somebody else, it's like it's happening to you all over again.
Connor Brown was fatally stabbed in 2019. He was trying to defuse an argument. It wasn't a zombie knife, but to his mother, that's beside the point.
Knife crime is huge.
Even in these countries where they ban guns, you don't have zero gun deaths, and then criminals are just stabbing. You can't even walk around London with your watch on, expensive watch. Maybe some can, but I wouldn't want to do it myself. And, you know, I've never been to London, but I wouldn't do it in New York City, or I wouldn't go to some of these major cities that I have been in. I wouldn't do that. In the current state of it, especially now where they've shipped these illegals, they're doing the same thing here with this plan going on. You have them wanting to ban knives. And then you have these talk show people like, they can just buy a knife on Amazon. Like, I know myself, mate, that I'm going to cut bread with my knife, but the thought of someone else buying a knife scares me. They probably would admit that they don't even trust the government themselves, yet they want to give the government every form of defense. You understand? You get it? You get why every dictator is disarming their population? Because weapons equals you can defend yourselves. Why do you think slaves never could own weapons? Oh my gosh. Simple thought. You ever thought about self-preservation? You got that in England, and then we're going to move on to Australia. Australia. Oh, hold on. We'll go back home real quick. Right above us. Canada. Trudeau. Glorious Trudeau saying, we're not gonna, it's the first step to taking away your guns, registering your guns. No, that's not gonna happen because we have a culture of firearms in our country, and we acknowledge you want to go out and shoot things from time to time. That's what he said years ago. Fast forward to today, ban the sale of handguns, ban the sale of assault weapons, and then so many rifles.
Registering your guns is just the first step towards taking away guns from everyone. That's never going to happen because here in Canada we have a culture that has grown up with guns and that respects the need.
From today forward, it is no longer legal to buy, sell, or transfer a handgun in Canada.
Trudeau is on some different levels. You just cannot agree with Trudeau. That guy's a communist. And then you got Australia, the same thing. They rounded up all the firearms, so you got that going on. So you got them all rounded up, okay, and they're using the same stuff as England when you got the same going on, the knife crime on. And now in Australia, you're getting them trying to say we're going to ban pump action, we're going to ban lever action, like things that are rapidly firing, the next step below a semi-auto.
They're loud, lethal, and legal. This Australian-made pump-action rifle can fire up to 10 rounds in rapid succession.
They can kill or injure many people quickly, and we're seeing governments around Australia allow them to circulate.
The military-style wedge-tail MPR 308 packs a punch. Its availability depending on where you live.
So that's why you can make that correlation to here. You can make the correlation to here because for some reason the politicians and our politicians, just for some reason we don't have nation states anymore. When people say it's a conspiracy theory, it's not really a conspiracy theory when our country ends up following all these other nations. So when they say they're not going to take the guns, well, clearly some of them admitted that they're going to take the guns, so they're starting with the assault weapons. And in these countries which they're trying to emulate, which they admit they're trying to emulate, so when they say they're not coming for your guns, what it really means is we're going to come after this firearm first, then we're going to come after the next, then the next, and then the next. When you have no guns, like in England, I mean, you get the guy in England says, yeah, I got my rifle, and more power to you, bro. But that's not, we're not advocating for just sports shooting. We're advocating for self-preservation, be able to defend your life and those around you. So a company came out with knives with no tips to stop the stabbings in England. What way did they find out that knives can cut too, rather than stab? Maybe they don't know that. Yes, that is why we should not compromise our rights. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to wrap up the video. Tell me your thoughts in the comment section below. I'll see you on the next one.